And welcome back to the 8 Spot Podcast. I'm Wilson.
I'm Eric.
I'm Jay.
LJ.
Welcome back, guys. How have you been?
Been pretty good.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that I don't have my headset on, so I didn't hear the song starting, so I didn't realize we were starting.
Oh, okay.
I did say we were recording.
I didn't hear you. I really did.
And then I said, welcome back to the 8 Podcast.
That's what I was like, when I heard you say that, I was like, holy shit, we're starting. So what I had in my mouth. What are you doing?
He's playing with my rhino. Rhino.
That sounds dirty.
With your Reiner?
Rhino.
Your rhino is very clicky.
And heavy.
Jay has some action figures out on the table. We have the Rhino. We have Ant-Man. We have Spider-Man.
No.
Sorry. We have the Scarlet Spider.
And the geeks
The
turned quickly.
Yeah.
Wow.
And let's be very clear. It's
Audio
Ben Riley.
podcast.
It's Ben Riley.
We don't know who's under that mask, because apparently I made the assumption of calling him Spider-Man.
Well, it's not Kane. That's not the Kane costume.
White Tiger.
Okay, you know that one. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, how come the white tiger is Puerto Rican? Shouldn't it be Puerto Rican tiger?
Scorpion?
Close,
I
but
guess,
no.
Where, is that from Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
So it's not Scorpion.
No.
No.
It's the Ice Guy?
The Ice Guy, yeah. That's a really terrifying name. Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
And
He's
don't
not
forget-
light blue. And Misty Knight.
That's kind of.
When did you ever think you would see a Misty Knight action figure? That her bionic arm is shown by
A golden hand.
a golden hand that's tipped?
But what's called like Misty Knight is
She's blingy.
yeah, she's blinged out. Misty Knight is not like the kind of character I would figure to see get its own action figure. She's third
The
tier?
afro is fabulous.
Oh, it's Afro-fabulous. No,
That ain't
that
going-
worked. It worked.
That ain't going nowhere.
And also Ant-Man. Did I mention
You
Ant-Man?
mentioned
mentioned
Ant-Man,
Ant-Man.
yes. you
Okay.
did.
Stop going on about Ant-Man.
He likes Ant-Man. It was a good movie.
It was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just would you say she's like a third tier hero?
Well,
Fourth?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say
Fifth?
third.
I'm like, how far?
She's
down?
more of a supporting character.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
know,
Like, what's
in-
called?
in that
I don't think
sense of
she's
the
ever
word.
had her own book.
Daughters of the Dragon.
That's what I'm saying. She never had a Misty Knight book. I think she's been.
She may
I think she's been-
had a 4-issue miniseries
I think she maybe in two
more
series,
recently.
She's had like a leadership role, but even then, like I think in Heroes for Hire, she had a leadership role. One of the versions, like one of the recent versions, if I remember correctly, she was in charge. But then you find out that she's being controlled by the puppet master, so it was really weird.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I mean, and I might be remembering this wrong. I might be remembering a totally different story because it's been a while since I read that. But she's just one of those characters. Like this is like having a Legion of Substitute Heroes action figure. I kind of want those now.
It's just really cool to see obscure characters like that getting their own action figures, and more are popping out. And is it because there's a demand for it, or it's just the toy companies going, we need more?
Well, I think it also helps now that we have these build. Like, the Rhino helps this, because you have to buy her to get
To
the
make
torso.
Rhino. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't aware
Oh, is that
of
why
that.
Rhino's so clicky?
Well, yeah, he came in like 5 different pieces.
Oh, okay.
You have to buy 5 different figures to build him.
And you had to get Sub-Zero to make it work?
No, he was not part of this.
Oh, okay.
He just likes Sub-Zero. What's wrong with that?
No, I just...
No, he doesn't like it. I'm pretty sure he does. He bought it.
I was just asking a question.
But that'll turn you.
But apparently I'm the asshole.
Yeah.
That's not news.
No, not at all. So the White Tiger comes with all
Boobies.
3... well, yeah, she has boobies. But she comes with all 3... amulets.
The J Tiger necklace thingy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the one from the cartoon show, right?
And the comics.
Oh, yeah,
the
she
comics.
was in the comics, too, yeah. She was the niece of the original one?
I don't remember.
Niece or cousin? It was not like a son or daughter or
No,
sister.
that definitely wasn't like a descendant that way. So it might be cousin.
Cousin or niece or something. And I think she's only half Puerto Rican.
And have something else because
Yeah.
we get a twofer from them because, why make it one when you can add extra to it? Like Miles Morales. Just saying.
All right, so I had not read the Miles Morales books until recently, like 2 weeks ago.
The Ultimate Spider-Man books.
The Ultimate Spider-Man books. And the only reason why I read as many as I did was because I joined that Marvel Unlimited for a penny thing.
Okay.
So like for a month I had like free access to like their whole back catalog, and I was just reading stuff. And I was like,
And your boss was away. Yeah.
my boss was away, so I could read comics all day. So I really got annoyed as I was reading more and more of the book because I realized Miles wasn't special. Like Peter Parker, when you take away his powers, he's still like a genius. Mm-hmm. There was something special about him. Miles, you're reading about him, and there's nothing special.
Does a character need to be special when they're a superhero? Doesn't the fact that he's Spider-Man is what made him special?
If you look at a lot of the storylines, there's always that one episode or one issue or something like that where they lose their powers and they still show how like this person has something special about them.
Right.
There's something about them that makes them what's called the hero that they are.
I don't remember Ultimate Peter Parker being that special.
They still show that he was a genius because he invented what's called.
There were no web shooters.
Yes, there were.
Eventually, there were web shooters.
Oh.
No, Ultimate had it from the get-go.
Did they?
Yeah. I just reread. How long ago did you read these?
Didn't he have organic web shooters?
No, that happened to regular Spider-Man early on. He used his father's formula. I'm such a geek.
I thought Ultimate Spider-Man had
So
organic
are
web
we
shooters.
sitting here.
Yeah, I know. It's just like
that's our religion. We're Geek Orthodox.
Ooh, we can start a religion. No,
I almost want to go up into my room and dig out the Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 graphic novel just to confirm
Just slap
this.
you in the face with it.
How about you? What's called? You vamp for a few seconds while I what's called.
How about it? What?
Yeah, I
Look
thought
up
he
the
was
book.
like using a rope for the first few issues, and then he got the web shooters.
Well, what's called the first few issues, he's not even in the costume.
Okay.
Right, it took him a while to
That's
get
one
into the
of
costume because
one of the
apparently
major things that they did with that. They took advantage of the fact that you know who Spider-Man is. So they spent 6 issues, I want to say.
about 6 issues dragging that whole thing along.
It
which
didn't
you
feel
already
dragging
knew.
though.
Yeah, it felt dragging to me.
Because you want him in the costume and fighting crime right off the back.
Pretty much, because I already sat through the origin a little too many times. And that's...
And yet you're going to go see the new Spider-Man movie, too, and you know there's going to be an origin.
I haven't decided that.
You know you're going to see it.
I think
Not
they said they're
until-
not going to do an origin for that.
From what I understand, they're not doing an origin.
Well, get ready to watch Batman, Superman, and watch the Waynes die again.
You know what? I just want to
I don't
I
care.
to realize one of us just hates those parents.
At this point, it's his own fault. It's
At this point, I'm watching a Wayne snuff film over and over again.
he watched his parents die how many times? And he still doesn't do a damn thing. It's his own fault at this point.
Yeah.
He's not.
I don't want to blame the victim.
Can I say something?
But why take your family through an area called Crime Alley?
He didn't take him through.
No.
Thomas Wayne did.
Yeah, Thomas Wayne.
He's the victim,
So
he said.
you took your family to the movies and decided, you know what? Let's walk through this area called Crime Alley. That's
I'm pretty sure it was called that afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
It didn't have a name.
Was it called Crime Alley when they went through it?
I bet it was called Crime Alley, and he thought, I'm Thomas Wayne. I'm
Maybe
a
it was
rich man. I
maybe it
can
was
do
a
whatever the
nickname
hell I want.
he had never heard or something.
Not at all. He heard. He's like Donald Trump right now, who's walking around calling himself Batman. So rich millionaires
Is
aren't
Donald
all
Trump
that
calling
bright.
himself Batman?
Apparently, I read a headline and didn't read the whole story,
God
but he
damn
told
it.
some kid
That sounds like New York
that
Post.
he's Batman.
Can I see Sub-Zero?
Jesus Christ!
All right, so I'm looking through issue 5 of Ultimate Spider-Man, where he finally goes to puts on the suit and is fighting the the guy
Bad
who killed his Uncle Ben, and not once does he use webs.
Joe Chill.
He hasn't built them yet.
Makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't have organic. He would have used
Yeah.
them and stuff like that.
Yeah, organic
And the
was
very
more of
first
what
time
they used
he
for
did-
the movie, and then
They might have
the
developed
Matrix
later.
universe.
The very first time that he dropped somebody down like he normally was, he uses a regular rope.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have organics.
Well, he didn't get them right away.
No,
I don't know.
Ultimate Peter never had them.
Ultimate Peter Parker never had a. They decided to give. I finally figured out why I don't like race bending and gender bending in movies.
Why?
And this relates. I'll show you why. Comic books are an ongoing medium, so when you change stuff in the movies, there seems to be a need by the companies to make the comic books match the movies.
Okay.
So what's called, and I don't feel that Hollywood should be writing our comic book stories. We now have a black Nick Fury in the main Marvel universe because of the movies, not because of the Ultimate Universe. The Ultimate Nick Fury was black for a long time, and it wasn't until we got the movies that suddenly the main Marvel universe suddenly had to have a black, Nick Fury, and he had to lose an eye too. He had an eye when the story started, when he was introduced, and they have cybernetics. They have fucking
the technology.
We can
Ben
rebuild him.
Grimm back from death, and they could not give the new black Nick Fury an eye.
Thanks,
Amen.
Obamacare.
This is all because they wanted comic books feed into that movie mentality. Like the movie did really well. We got to make sure that kids when they read this, they aren't confused.
I would like to say it's not that comic books feed into it. You have an executive upstairs who believes they know what the fuck they're doing.
That's still part of it, though.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not like the executive is from another company.
No,
It's
I
still part of the comic
understand.
book
The
company.
executive is from the comic book company.
Yeah,
He's trying to keep his own job by saying something like, we need to change this to match because the kids aren't going to understand. It's like, asshole, the kids aren't even reading the comic books. The people who've been reading the comic books hate you because of these stupid things.
Well,
Now, rumor has it that it's going to be a female Robin in the movies.
well, the rumor is that it's Jenna Malone, I think is the actress's name. Basically, she doesn't currently have a credit yet on the IMDb.
Okay.
Well, sorry, I haven't checked recently. So by the time this came out, it might all be blown up. But when I first read about it like 2 or 3 months ago, she did not have an actual credit. She was in the movie, and because of the Dark Knight feel, the rumor is that they're going to go with the chick Robin from
Dark Knight, right?
the Dark Knight graphic novel. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. But But I'm more okay with that because I don't really care about that fucking movie.
Plus, there has been female Robins before that. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was.
And
Spoiler's daughter, whatever her name is.
Stephanie Brown, I think it was.
I think it was Spoiler, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Cluemaster. Yeah.
Yeah, because he said Spoiler's daughter. I'm like, when?
It's a weird time loop thing. Yeah, but yeah, if you want, I can go look for more issues to prove to you that you're wrong again.
I didn't see proof in that issue there, but I don't think we have to continue right now.
Because it's not looking good for you.
We don't
I
need
don't
to,
know.
we don't need
If
to
you want to, go
completely
ahead.
prove me wrong. I'm just theoretically wrong. The hypothesis
But that's the reason why.
might be
But that's part of the reason why I was saying they gave him organic webbing. They gave the mainstream Peter Parker organic webbing right after the that thing to match the movie.
Yeah.
That's why I recently went to go see Hamilton, which is a Broadway play about Alexander Hamilton.
And did they change the real Hamilton to match his life on the play?
Did he get web shooters?
No, but the people in the play were like Hispanic, black, and white, and like it was the lead was played by a Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Aaron Burr, who was the vice president who shot Hamilton.
Yeah.
Was a black guy. His wife was, I think, Filipino and stuff like that. And it's got a very urban hip hop flavor. So basically,
Right, because he raps in this thing.
Oh yeah,
too.
it's a great play.
Right.
But that's
at
not
no one
historically
point
accurate?
Huh?
That's not historically accurate?
No, that's not how it's done. Although I honestly,
We would have heard about a black vice president who shot a president.
Hamilton
was never president.
Hamilton was director.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Secretary of
You
Treasury.
could keep
Yes, that was it.
You could keep doing that blank stare into your memory banks, and I was convinced he was president until I mentally went first. No, when the fuck was he president? Like
No, okay. But Burr didn't also shoot a president too, did he?
no.
Huh. So he only shot Hamilton.
Maybe he should. I don't
was
know.
in the war.
Maybe
The
he was a
Revolutionary
baller. I don't
War, so
know.
there was
man.
more people.
I don't know, because for some reason when I'm thinking Aaron Burr, He shot quite a few people in
Yes,
my
he
mind.
was in the war.
Right,
He was in the Revolutionary War. There were British people that he might have shot,
right.
but none in a duel like he did with Alexander Hamilton.
I was under the impression that, and maybe I'm mixing it, that there was a vice president who shot a president in a duel.
I don't remember this.
Okay.
What? Huh.
Maybe Obama and Biden fucking around with Nerf guns.
No.
Maybe it's another dream of yours? I don't know. I never
No.
Huh.
Occasionally I forget which universe I'm in. This might be
Ooh,
616.
I just read something about this. Hold on. I got to look up the name of it. But
Remembering history that didn't happen?
yeah, that's exactly it. I think it's called the Mandela effect.
Go on.
Go on.
And there's you got to understand, I love creepy things like this that was called like, this is bullshit, but at the same time it's just kind of like, you can't prove it.
Because I have an interruption I need to tell.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in the current
Universe?
Scooby-Doo mysteries, they go and this is a spoiler because this is the second season I finally finished on Netflix.
Oh Lord!
They
They ruined Scooby-Doo for me.
It's a Scooby-Doo spoiler.
He might actually.
They destroy this big evil, and I mean like evil, not old man Jones who wants to steal the trailer park. No, like actual physical evil that was affecting people over the years.
Like in Time Bandits?
I don't know.
He never
It's
saw Time
been so
Bandits.
long since
never
I've
saw
seen.
Time Bandits?
No, I
I never
did,
saw
but I only
Time
saw it the
Bandits.
one time in the theaters, so it's been too long.
In the theaters? Holy shit, you're old.
Fuck you. I saw it that long ago that I didn't like it.
What?
If you watched it as a kid,
Yeah, the kid.
it's a
that's
creepy
not-
fucking movie. It scares the
Yeah.
fuck out of
I
you.
liked it as a kid. Yeah, well,
What? How old were you? And how big was the screen?
I saw it on HBO when I was like
Children
5 or 6.
don't know what they're talking about.
Maybe.
I think I went to the theater to go see it at 5 or 6.
I know I went to the theater to go see it at about 7 or 8.
And I gotta double check the age, but I remember just like
I could have
I
been
didn't
10.
get any of the jokes or anything like that. And what's it called?
It was fucking
and the
big
evil,
fucking
pure
head.
evil at the end freaked me the fuck out. Like it's just a roast. No, his parents are dead. What the fuck? Spoilers
It was
for a
kinda-
30-year-old movie.
I don't think I got past that in the beginning where the wall just shifted forward. I'm like, nope.
Yeah,
Not
that's
ready
where-
for that.
That's where you start shitting your pants.
You know what's funny? Like some YouTube video game personalities are getting yelled at for spoiling games like Final Fantasy VII. But now they're making these HD remakes. So it's like, oh, you spoiled that for me now. Thank you. It's like,
Really? The game isn't for you at that point, though.
Hold on. You know what?
What's the spoiler to Final Fantasy VII?
I don't know.
know if
I
I
don't
want
know.
to. I don't know if I want to tell it.
Fucking tell it.
The good guys win.
One of your
Spoiler.
party members dies.
Wait, what?
It's a very touching moment.
By the way, that line is said in Hamilton when I saw it, and like just like that. What? I lost it. I thought of you when he said.
Do I say that a lot?
Every night, more so on the podcast than in real life, but like,
Okay.
yeah, you say it a lot.
Anyway, Final Fantasy VII is like 20 years old.
Hold on. You know what?
God damn.
It was his sled.
I would honestly be annoyed with these people if reporters weren't doing it. There's a meme that I saw with what is the name? The guy from The Hobbit and Sherlock Holmes.
Martin Freeman.
Oh, Martin Freeman. Okay.
Okay, because I always think Morgan Freeman, and I know that's wrong. So Martin Freeman was being interviewed, and he mentions
When I met Gandalf, I was just a young boy.
Shut up, I'm talking. He mentions a scene that, like, near the end, like, like, after I escaped from the Dragon's Cave or something like that. And the guy goes, "You're spoiling the movie." It's like, it was a book from, like, 100 years ago, right? It's like, I'm pretty sure the fans have read this already.
Well, there's a meme of the writer who wrote Game of Thrones, and they're saying that he's the worst spoiler in history. He is such a fan. He wrote books based on it, and he's spoiling every episode. for
Wow.
us.
But,
That's a weird.
huh,
That's in a weird place though, because they're changing things around. So it's like you don't know what's a spoiler.
the show?
Yeah, the show is
Well, yeah, the show
diverging
caught
from
up
the
to
book.
the book.
Past the book.
Past the book.
Past the book now.
Yeah.
I haven't read the book, so I don't know.
And since they're filming, but he, like, from what I understand, he has given the manuscripts. Like, this is where I'm going with these characters.
Yeah, from what I understand, he was in.
If I live long enough.
There's
there are a lot of discussions and stuff like that.
Well, as
I
long as
don't
he
know
doesn't
what-
write himself in the book, he should be okay.
there was
I love that time delay. And that was the A-Spot podcast. Leave on a high note.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. He doesn't keep a journal just for that reason. Dear diary. Today I...
Bravo, my good man.
Thank you. Thank you. I could only go downhill from here.
yeah.
So you guys might want to quit the podcast now. We're going to keep going.
So
though.
my understanding with how the producers got the show, because a lot of people were trying to get it, he had a meeting with them and only asked them one question, and they were able to answer it in a way that he said, "You got the show," and he asked them who's Jon Snow's parents.
Oh, I have a theory who they are.
Everyone has a theory of who they are.
I have his theory.
I
I
don't know who Jon Snow
Yeah.
is, so...
You know nothing, Eric.
He's
That
one
was
of the,
topical to the thing, just to let you know.
Okay.
That was really witty.
It was. I
For
guarantee
Game of
that.
Thrones fans?
Huh?
For Game of
Oh,
Thrones?
yeah, definitely.
They'll get it at least?
Yeah, they'll
All right,
get
no
it.
problem.
They get
So
it.
two
I'm
people
never watched
chuckled.
the show.
We've had this discussion before.
Probably.
Usually involving beer. I see a beer in front of you, so I know I'm going to have to answer this before again.
Or just
I
go
don't
back and
particularly-
listen to this podcast.
You don't find anyone likable?
I don't find anybody likable.
But Jon Snow is very likable, so...
Not in the first 3 episodes, because I've watched like the first 3 episodes. He's a whiny little bitch in the first 3 episodes. He might get better, but he seems to be
Well, in
a
the
whiny
book he gets
Huh?
better. In the book he gets better.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Excuse me, Luke Skywalker's a whiny little bitch in the first 30 minutes of the first
I
Star
was
Wars.
6. I wasn't leaving the theater by myself.
Oh, fuck this! Fuck this blonde bitch, I'm out of here!
I mean, by that same logic, well, I've given them roughly the equivalent of the the first Star Wars movie. I've given them 3 episodes. That's about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
I'd have to do math to be sure.
But you gotta wait till the Empire Strikes Back part where it gets really good.
And
No,
he's
no,
really
so-
whiny.
And people do get their hands cut off. So it... Oh my god, he's just writing Star Wars.
Spoilers.
If Luke and Leia had gone the way it was going to go,
You know,
Yeah.
from what I heard about the
This is
Game of
his-
Thrones,
This is basically his Star Wars fan fiction. Because that's the one that gets his hand cut off.
really,
Yeah.
Luke gets his hand cut off for Luke and
Yeah.
Leia. Fair enough. All right, well, let's go. But where did the dragons come in?
End of the first book.
Yeah, they get...
They're mentioned in the first...
No, I meant into
born
like, the
in-
Star Wars universe. I meant into like the Star Wars universe.
Well, you
Oh,
gotta
they don't
figure out
show
what
up
the
in-
analogy for
they
the
don't show up
dragons
until
of
the
Star Wars
prequels.
is.
They don't show up to the. Oh, so there's
Where the
what's,
CGI
there's
has
the CGI
ability-
Jamaican guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, fuck.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I hate him so much. I forgot his name.
That's fine.
Emperor Palpatine. Luke, what? I remember everybody else. Yeah, Count Dooku. Yeah, I really just like that.
Can you name an Ewok?
Huh?
Can you name an Ewok?
Wicket.
Wiki,
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 wiki.
shut up!
I'm from the '80s. Of course, I can name Wicket.
Motherfucker.
All right. So, do you guys want to hear what the Mandela effect is?
Yes, please.
Yes.
All right. So, there's a whole group of people that were convinced that Nelson Mandela died like 20, 30 years ago in jail.
Okay.
And they said that was called. They're convinced that they read newspaper reports and stuff like that, and it was such a large group of people that they came up with this idea that was called the Mandela effect. Is basically you are traveling through alternate realities, and as you travel through realities, there is no visual cue to this thing happening, but you realize it from past events being incorrect from your thoughts and your memories.
I clearly remember 2 Wednesdays back to back.
That would
In the
count.
third grade.
that would count if it happened. I mean, like, again, this is total bullshit. But
To me, it happened.
Yeah, sure it did. In the 3rd grade, your balls hadn't dropped yet. I'm not believing any story.
I don't expect them to remember what happened 3 years ago, let alone what happened in the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
I clearly
You forgot
remember
to
2
shave
Wednesdays.
for a week.
I didn't forget to shave.
Oh, you haven't.
I haven't shaved. There's a difference.
You look like Santa.
Ho,
Young
ho,
Santa.
ho.
Anyway, so like what's called
It's
the
life
funny thing
like
is
the
that
Middle Earth.
the whole thing is called
Cold. Cold and lonely. Just like regular Earth.
the Mandela Effect has a subreddit on Reddit, and people are listing all these different things, and one of them is called what's the name of those bears?
Care Bears?
No,
Teddies?
The books.
Teddy Bears? Berenstein Bears?
Berenstein Bears.
Berenstein Bears.
Or Berenstain Bears.
I heard they changed their names when they came to America from Steam to Stern.
Well, that's the thing. It's like everybody remembers them one way. I don't remember these books because
I remember Berenstein Bears.
yeah. Well, apparently it's Berenstein or Berenstain or something like that. Like somebody remembers it wrong. Like there's again,
Berenstein.
there's a bunch of different groups that remember pronounced one way, but they look at it as like, oh no, it's pronounced the other way. I didn't have these books as a kid because we were poor.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Like that. That's like under the Mandela Effect, and like they had a whole bunch of things, like whole groups of people who were like, no, I remember it this way. When did they change this? And stuff
Well,
like
there's
that.
a whole group of Star Wars fans who believe Han shot first.
Yeah, they're called George Lucas.
No, you kind of fucked up that
yeah,
joke.
you really dropped the ball on that.
No, it's just George Lucas who believes Han shot first. I don't know of any other people who've seen the movie and thought, no, Han shot first.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Han shot first.
I never thought Han shot
We
first.
all thought.
Sorry.
And then
Welcome
there's
to the party, LJ.
and there's the LJ.
Turn your mic off. Just turn your mic off.
I can't. There's no switch on it.
Unplug it. That's definitely
I don't want to do that.
Take the cord and choke it around here.
Wrap it around your neck.
Thank you. Anyway,
I'm glad we didn't correct him. I'm glad he just kept
I
going.
feel like we just corrected the time stream.
Maybe. Right now, we went from a Mad future to hopefully back to a Star Trek one.
Sliders, real life.
But yeah, like what's called like again.
I like that show. I did like that show.
Huh?
That was a good show.
Even
Sliders.
as bad as it got.
Yeah, near the end it got really goofy. I still
Yeah.
watched every
But
episode.
yeah, exactly.
I was with it. I was like, what's going on?
Oh, Carrie War. That's where I watched it.
But she wasn't there all the time.
I know.
Sabrina got raped a lot after she left. Whatever her last name is.
Freaking John Rhys Davies slumming it in that show. That was amazing.
The fact that he stayed with that show for a long time.
Yeah.
They killed him and he came back for a while, didn't he?
But yeah, like what's called. Well, honestly, what was he doing before that? He was running out of movies to go indie. And
He
so,
ran out of those. He was the kingpin for a hot second.
He did a voice in Gargoyles.
yeah, he needed to work.
So I heard Tom Baker is doing a voice in the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah, apparently he's going to be somebody. It was just like a big deal with Doctor Who is going to be part of Star Wars. But he's not the first Doctor Who to be in a Star Wars thing.
Really?
Go on.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Who was?
David Tennant
yeah.
played played a droid that helps you decide on how to create your lightsaber
This was in Clone
in the
Wars.
game?
in Clone Wars.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
I
no.
was thinking. All right.
Cartoon.
Sorry, yeah, the Clone Wars cartoon.
Oh, that I do remember. No, but I'm talking about it in the actual movies.
No.
No, no one else. Yeah, because even though they filmed a lot of Star Wars in
England.
England, in Britannica, they didn't. They had a lot of British actors, but
Holy
none,
fuck.
no one from
Sorry.
Doctor Who.
John
did you
Rhys
find
Davis
out?
is 71.
Wow.
Which isn't what threw me off. It's the fact that he's got such a young picture of him there. Like, this is the picture that they have of him
Wow.
and stuff like that. And I'm like,
Yeah,
well, that's not the age of a 71-year-old man.
No, that's the face that Weta made for him that he wears out now.
It's like, holy shit. And here he's dressed up as Gandalf.
Okay.
I have no idea what this actually is.
He could be the other guy.
Some movie called Hieroglyph. That's what it is. But
Maybe
holy
he just really kept well. 'Cause I know he lost a lot of weight before he was Gandalf. Sorry.
Way before he was Gandalf.
Gimli.
You're just way off today, aren't you?
I am. I don't think I've drank enough.
Or you drinking too much?
No.
No.
You shut your mouth.
You keep going, man. You finish that drink. How's the black one?
It's not bad, actually. Surprising. I usually don't.
You don't like black people? I mean, beers?
I usually don't go for dark beers. This is actually pretty good.
So changing gears for a minute, the casts of Agent Carter and S.H.I.E.L.D., they had this whole Dub Smash challenge over the summer. They're doing around 2.
Really?
Yeah, and they want people to donate.
Donate?
Well, to charity.
Oh,
Not to
okay.
them. Not to them. They're doing it for charity.
I thought they were making Marvel money.
We're not making money in the summer. We want you to pay
I was
us.
like, wait, we got to donate so that you guys will play with a fucking phone app? Go fuck yourself.
Oh, because I thought they were making current Marvel money, not 1960 Marvel money.
So yeah,
1990s
that's going on.
Marvel money.
I gotta admit, they were funny.
They were funny.
They were really funny and stuff like that. And every time we thought it was over, another one popped up.
With Chris Evans.
I think that's the one that ended it. But yeah, that was just like they were funny. Oh, wait a minute! Did you guys see the video for the Robot Wars?
Yes. The second one
No.
for the
The
Kickstarter?
Kickstarter?
Yeah. I think I'm going to donate.
No.
Okay. So
Go back
I
a
think I
bit.
mentioned this a while back. I'm not sure if it was on the podcast, but what's it called a American company that has one of these giant mech robots. That's what they build and stuff like that. Sent a challenge to Japan that also makes giant mech robots and stuff like that. Said we should have a fight, and Japan turned around and goes, "Fine, we will have this fight."
And apparently they already had the robot, right?
Motherfucker, let me finish the story.
Sorry.
But they go, what's it called? We're not going to do like Americans with guns and stuff like that. If people want to see this, they want to see robots fight. They want to see them up front, punch and kick and stuff like that. So, so they said, we'll take your fight, but only if we can do it melee only. So the American company said, fine. They started a Kickstarter. They're getting like every American company like related to this to help them retrofit their robot to be for melee combat because it's all set up. Like the hand that it has fires rockets, and they're like, well, that's not melee, so we're gonna have to change the hand and stuff like that.
It's got like 7 barrels.
Yeah, like what's called. So they're like talking about they got a NASA astronaut scientist to help them redesign the
shell, I think.
the seats.
The seats.
To keep the guy who's running it safe. They got one of the guys from Mythbusters is going to be working on him. The guy who's a big robots guy. The guys who invented BattleBots is going to be helping them. There's a tread company who that's all they do is make treads.
So these are more like mechs.
Huh? Yeah, these are mechs.
With people sitting inside.
People
them.
sitting inside them and stuff like that.
Not oversight battle bots.
Yeah, these are people inside.
I was picturing real steel for a second.
No. This is more like what's called Robotech with no guns. And so
There's
they've
a company
doing
who
Kickstarter.
is making it so that the thing just auto balances.
Yeah, there's like what's called. They've got all American companies that just said, "Look, you're going to handle fixing this. You're going to handle fixing that. You're going to handle fixing this to retrofit this to fit a melee combat thing." I was like, "Well, this is going to cost us money." So they're starting a Kickstarter to do it. But the fact that they had so many people involved in it, I was just like, "Wow!"
I want a shirt.
I'm hoping they do pay-per-view or live. Or something like that. I want to watch this. I want to watch it live. If it's
It could end up being a Ronda Rousey fight. It could be quick.
I don't care. If it's anywhere in the continental
it could
U.S.,
be a Mike Tyson kind of fight. One hit, and all of a sudden the other one falls apart.
you're showing your age again.
What?
Mike Tyson? Really?
Because that's exactly what Ronda Rousey does now.
Does she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a joke he was making with, and you're like, oh, I'm going to make it with the older guy.
I'm going to make it with someone I know.
Yeah, basically he's known for hitting the person once and the person goes down.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
So no more. So is Ronda Rousey.
I'm pretty sure our listeners are over 15 years old.
Our listener?
Our one listener is over 15 years old.
That doesn't
That
mean
doesn't
that.
mean they know Mike Tyson. And
Other than the guy from
Who
the Hangout.
doesn't know Mike Tyson?
they didn't grow up with him. See, oh God.
Here's something that was called. I guess because you don't get out and talk to people who are young, you don't see this a lot. But I have a coworker who's in his 24, 25, somewhere around there, and you realize certain things, like what's called, like I told him, like Mission Impossible, and I realized he doesn't know that was a TV show. Like this doesn't dawn on him and stuff like that. Mike Tyson to him was some old boxer who now makes the Hangout movies. He has no idea that Mike Tyson was a
Mike Tyson is to him what Muhammad Ali was to us.
I knew who Muhammad Ali was.
You know who he was, but you weren't alive while he was fighting.
We never saw those fights.
No.
We never got to see what a Muhammad Ali...
We never got to see what a Muhammad Ali fight was, but we know what it looked like. We knew who Muhammad Ali was.
Sorry, Wilson, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Jay because the way he did
angry.
The motion. Well, it's not just that. The way he did the motion for you to lean into the mic looked a little bit like he was hiling you. He's like, finally, you are speaking sense. That's what it looked like.
Hail! Closer to the mic.
Right, but back in the late 80s, you would have used Mike Tyson for that joke.
Where are we now?
We're past that.
Where are we now?
We're the teens.
It is the year 2015.
Okay.
Your joke would have just stopped being funny around 1995.
No, it's just so funny because, like, what's called, I, being similar age to Wilson, I get smacked in the face every time I talk to my coworker who's 25, and I'm just like, wow, you have no idea about this. You have no. And what makes it worse is that, because I think I mentioned this before, he grew up outside of the United States. Mm-hmm. So, sorry, till like 8 or 9. So, like, what's called, if you want to know about the jungles of Africa up until he was 8 or 9, he can tell you. But like certain like cartoons that would have been around and stuff like that, he knows them if they were still popular when he came over. But prior to that, no, he has no idea and stuff like that. Like, there are certain cartoons that, popped up for like 1 season or 2 seasons that people are really into, even though they never reappeared or anything like that. You can mention it. Like, if I say Freakazoid to a lot of people, they'll know who it is. That shit has not popped up again. Mm-mm. I don't see it rerunning anywhere.
I think I've seen the DVDs once and I pick them up, and I kicked myself ever since.
But going back to Mission Impossible, that right there is a 20-year-old franchise.
Yeah, the franchise itself is 20 years old.
Just as movies.
And then it was like 10 years before, 15 years before that the last episode was on. So, like...
It had to be at least 15. At least 15.
The movie... When was...
That movie was in early...
95,
95?
85, 75...
96.
24 years before that was the show. So 24 years before the first movie, which was almost 20 years ago, was the show, the last episode of the show. That's crazy.
A long time ago.
Yeah, so like what's called, and I didn't watch those shows first run, but they were just reruns that popped up like at 2 a.m. and stuff like that, right before we had Static. And
I remember the Static.
1973. That's when the last episode aired.
Yeah.
Before I was born.
Wow.
I wasn't even a lustful glimmer in my daddy's eye.
I don't think you were ever a lustful glimmer in your dad's eye.
Yeah, it was at one point. He had to look over at my mother and go, "What's up? What are we doing tonight?"
I have a friend who knows he wasn't. He knows he was a drunken thing that was called. The parents just woke up and go, "Did we have sex last night?" Like, yeah.
They told him that?
Yeah. He even knows where they conceived him. I know where they conceived him. Because I was eating at the table when he told me.
I don't want to know these things about my friends.
Huh?
I don't want to know these things about my friends.
I didn't tell you. I'm just telling you the guy told me. And it's one of those things like what's called after the story. It's funny. You gotta go look at the table and go, I have eaten here too many times.
There was a TV revival in '88.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It wasn't revived.
Well, that's what
There was an attempt.
It was still dead.
It went for 2 years.
It was an attempted resuscitation.
Went for 2 years or was on during 2 years? How many seasons was it?
They attempted
2 years.
for 2 years.
How many seasons was it?
It was from 88 to 88 to 2000.
Oh my
88
God,
to 90.
Now I'm remembering when they tried to bring back Knight Rider too. Oh God.
Which time?
Which time?
There's so many times.
Team Knight Rider.
Which I actually like.
Team Knight Rider.
Knight Rider 2000.
That's the one I'm remembering.
And what was the newest one called?
Just Knight Rider. I liked that one. That was pretty good.
Where's that one? I see. It's all
That's the
jumbling
one.
together.
That's
for
the
me.
one where Kit was voiced by Val Kilmer. I actually had a lot of fun watching that one.
All right. What's called before we start going in all nostalgia and stuff like that about what's called TV shows because we could do that for hours. I think we should wrap it up. We're over 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's what's called.
All right. So for that, yeah. Bye.
Goodbye, geeks.
The H-Pop Podcast.
Did we
I'm
actually talk
Wilson.
about anything?
I'm Eric.
I'm Jay.
LJ.
We'll talk about stuff in the next one.
Okay.
I'm out.